Listen, if someone texted you, "You're fired" on your wedding day, would you break down or would you remember that moment forever as the spark that changed your entire life? Because that's exactly what happened to me. I was still holding my bouquet, lace sleeves brushing against my skin, my heart full, my future wide open, when my phone lit up. One message, 6 words: "You're fired. Consider it a gift." I swear, it felt like the whole world just glitched. The music from inside the hall, muffled. The laughter, distant. My chest, tight like I couldn't breathe. My name is Waverly, and 5 minutes after saying "I do," I lost the job I bled for. And not just any job. I was the lead project manager at one of the most elite architecture firms in the city, the kind of place people would sell their souls to get into, the kind of place I earned my way into, the hard way. I didn't come from money, no silver spoon, no connections, just grit. My dad had a stroke when I was in college, and instead of dropping out, I doubled my workload. Classes all day, printing shop all night, surviving on coffee and stubbornness. So when I finally got that job, man, I treated it like it was oxygen. I built systems nobody asked for, but everybody needed. I made chaos make sense. Deadlines stopped slipping. Clients stopped complaining. Everything just worked. Even the owner of the company, yeah, the big boss himself, used to say I was his best investment. And then his son showed up. Tate. You ever meet someone who smiles like they own the room, but deep down they're just insecure as hell? That was him. He didn't earn his position, he inherited it. And the moment he became my boss, everything changed. Meetings I used to lead, I wasn't invited. Ideas I created, suddenly his ideas. Training sessions I organized, too expensive, canceled. But I kept my head down because I had something bigger going on. I had Karen. Now let me tell you something about Karen. He wasn't flashy, he wasn't loud, he wasn't trying to impress anyone. But the man paid attention. He worked at the city permit office, the kind of guy who actually reads what you submit instead of rubber stamping it. We met over blueprints, started talking over coffee, and somewhere between late-night calls and quiet dinners, he became my peace. So when he proposed, I didn't hesitate. We planned a small wedding, simple, intimate, no drama. Yeah, funny how life works, right? Because standing there in my wedding dress, reading that message from Tate, I thought everything I built just got ripped out from under me. But Karen, he looked at the message and smiled. Not laughed, not mocked, just this calm, knowing smile. He took my hands, kissed my fingers, and said, "Don't worry about it today. Trust me." Trust him? I just got fired on my wedding day. But something in his eyes, I don't know, it made me believe him. So I did something crazy. I turned my phone off. And I went back out there, into the lights, the music, the celebration, and I danced like nothing happened. Like I wasn't just blindsided. Like my life wasn't shifting under my feet. 3 hours later, my maid of honor came running up to me, eyes wide like she'd seen a ghost. "Waverly, your phone, it's blowing up." I checked it. Over 100 missed calls. My stomach dropped. Coworkers, unknown numbers, office lines. And then I saw it. 17 calls from the company owner himself, Tate's father. That's when I knew this wasn't just a firing. This was something way bigger. I slipped away, locked myself in the bridal suite, and listened to the voicemail. And let me tell you, I've never heard a powerful man sound that desperate. "Waverly, please call me back. Tate had no authority to fire you. We need you." Need me? Now they need me? Message after message, each one more frantic than the last. The project deadlines were collapsing, clients were panicking, and the system, the one I built, nobody could use it. Nobody understood it. Nobody could even access half of it. And sitting there, in my wedding dress, I realized something. For the first time in 2 years, I wasn't the one depending on them. They were depending on me. Karen walked in quietly, sat beside me, and told me something that changed everything. "Tate's been messing with the project submissions," he said. "Cutting corners, removing safety features, submitting altered plans." My blood ran cold. That wasn't just shady, that was dangerous. Like people could get hurt. And suddenly it all clicked. Tate didn't fire me because I was useless. He fired me because I was the only one who could expose him. And just like that, the worst moment of my career turned into my biggest advantage. I looked at Karen and asked, "What do we do?" He smiled again, that same calm, unshaken energy. "Nothing," he said. "Not today." And for the first time, I understood. This wasn't about revenge. This was about timing. So I went back to my wedding, finished my night, and walked into my honeymoon like the world was burning behind me. Meanwhile, back home, everything was burning. Calls turned into begging, begging turned into offers. Triple salary, equity in the company. They were throwing money at me like it could fix what they broke. But here's the thing. It was never about money. It was about respect. And respect, you don't get that back with a paycheck. You earn it. Or you lose everything. And they were about to lose everything. But what they didn't know yet was that I wasn't coming back. Not as an employee. Not as someone they could control. When I stepped off that plane after my honeymoon, I wasn't the woman who got fired. I was something else entirely. Something they weren't ready for. And what I did next? Yeah. That's where the real story begins. When I got back from my honeymoon, I didn't call them. I didn't answer emails. I didn't rush back like some desperate employee trying to get her job back. No, I did something way colder. I registered my own company. Yeah, just like that. Precision Protocol Consulting. And within minutes of it going live, my phone rang. Guess who? Gregory. The same man whose company I helped build. The same man who let his son disrespect me. Now his voice? It wasn't powerful anymore. It was shaky. "We need you," he said. I leaned back in my chair, calm, steady, not emotional anymore. "I don't work for you," I told him. Silence. The kind of silence that hits harder than shouting. Then he said something I already expected. "Then we'll hire you." I almost laughed, because now the tables had flipped. "You can't hire me," I said, "but you can work with me." That's when I pitched it. A partnership. My company controls compliance, safety, verification. His company handles design and construction. Separate powers, equal control. No one above me, no one shutting me down. And most importantly, no one messing with safety ever again. He hesitated. Of course he did, because for the first time, he wasn't in charge. I gave him 24 hours. That's it. 24 hours to decide if he wanted to survive or collapse. And you know what happened? He called back in 23. Deal accepted. Just like that, the woman who got fired by text became the woman controlling the system. But wait, it gets deeper. Because remember what Karen told me about Tate cutting corners? Yeah, that didn't stay hidden. Once my protocols hit the city system, everything got exposed. Altered plans, unsafe structures, missing safety checks. It was all there. Clean, documented, undeniable. The project got shut down immediately. Investigations started. And Tate? Oh man. Tate didn't just lose his job. He lost everything. His reputation? Gone. His license? Suspended. His name? Blacklisted. The same guy who thought he was untouchable was now starting from zero. Meanwhile, me? My business blew up. Contracts everywhere. Cities calling. People finally seeing the value I always brought. And the best part? I didn't destroy them. I just stepped back and let the truth do its job. That's power. Not screaming, not revenge, just control. Months passed. The company rebuilt itself. New rules, new systems. And then one day, I got a letter from Gregory, handwritten, apologizing, not asking me to come back, just asking for a meeting, closure. I didn't go for revenge. I went because I wanted to see something, change. And when I walked into that room, I saw it. Gregory looked older, tired, like life humbled him. And Tate, he couldn't even look me in the eye at first. That confident guy? Gone. Replaced with someone quieter. He apologized. Not perfectly, not dramatically, just honestly. And then he did something I didn't expect. He handed me everything. My system, my work, everything I built back in my hands. That's when I realized something. Sometimes life punishes people way better than you ever could. So I didn't scream, I didn't throw it in his face, I just set conditions. You want to rebuild? Then do it right. From the ground up. No shortcuts, no ego. And Tate? He agreed. And for the first time, he actually meant it. Months later, I saw him at a construction site. Early morning, checking details, double-checking safety specs. No cameras, no audience. Just doing the work. That's when I asked him, "Why did you fire me that day?" And his answer? Man, it hit different. Because I knew you were better than me. Not anger, not hate, just insecurity. And honestly, that explained everything. So I told him, you can't change the past, but you can prove who you're becoming. And that's exactly what he started doing. Step by step. No shortcuts, no ego. Just work. And as the project grew, so did everything else. My company, my reputation, my life. And 1 year later, same date, same day he sent that message, I got a text from him. "Thank you. I won't mess this up." I stared at it for a second, then typed back, "Make sure you don't. Because some lessons you only get once." And as I stood there, watching the skyline we helped rebuild, I realized something powerful. I didn't win because they lost. I won because I refused to stay small. I didn't destroy them. I just outgrew them. And that hits way harder than revenge ever could. So if you're listening to this right now and life just knocked you down, remember this. Sometimes the worst day of your life is just the setup, the beginning, the moment everything shifts. And if you play it right, if you stay calm, stay smart, stay patient, you won't just recover, you'll rise. And when you do, make sure they see it. Not with anger, not with noise, but with results. Because at the end of the day, the best comeback is a life they never thought you could build. And trust me, that hits different.